Hello again. Selebohang here. Today I'm going to talk about something that is often very serious, but we have a lot of stigma around it, right? Because of misinformation and not understanding the depth of it, right? But I'm gonna share my journey. I'm gonna share like how God actually explained it to me, right? So I just want to talk about witchcraft and warfare, right? Witchcraft and warfare, right? So a lot of us, we have a stigma around witchcraft, around witchcraft is just, it's evil and we must just stay away from it, right? But we don't understand the impact of being born into even witchcraft. You don't even know how actually you get to do some of the things that you are doing, right? I'll give you an example, right? And I'm going to use my family, and it's not because I want to maybe embarrass them or anything, but just to be open and shame the enemy, man. He is whatever that is hidden, God cannot heal, right? So I want to basically come to the open and really talk about these things, right? So in my family, like as I grew up, I think I talked about this before, that when I found out that I was, initiated with a python spirit, right? I was very angry with my family. I was very, right, because I did not understand actually the depth of it, right? I was very angry, and and everyone, my mother, everyone around me, right? And but yet I tend to understand as I'm in this warfare. I understand God made me, and God helped me heal, right? And I did share how He really did that as well. Right? And I want to continue also and be transparent, right? So when you are born into witchcraft, basically it's like you don't even know how you get to do the things that you do, right? It's like you sleep and you wake up, you are flying there. You don't know how you get to fly there. You are, right, you don't really don't know how to you get to do some of the things you do, right? Until maybe they decide at a certain age to tell you, this is how we do it, this is how, maybe when you are older, right? But I did say in my previous video that when I was maybe the age of, I think maybe 3 or 4 going to 5, I used to see me and my sister, we used to bounce around of the land, bounce around and travel, right? So that's the one memory that I remember, right? And at the age of 6, I think when I started school, that stopped, right? I think when that stopped, that's when they decided this one is going to be a problem, because I think maybe it is the posture of my heart that delivers me. God automatically like delivers me, like you get delivered, right? And as I grew, right, God had reminded me that how many times He had delivered me, and without my knowledge, right? A lot of times I was delivered because God taught me that deliverance can be even just by you being happy, just you being fully in joy, joyful, like having a joyful heart, right, can just deliver you, right? So God had delivered me from the age of 36 years old. That's when they decided that they must give me a python spirit. I think it was given to me when I was maybe 8 or 9, around there, right? So as a person who is born into this thing, right, you really don't know until they tell you why these things are done, why you go, you experience such things, right? And basically they do that until they can snare you, trap you even further, right? So that's when they can tell you that some of the information maybe you do not know or even understand, right? So these are ancestral covenants, right? So these are ancestral covenants. So our ancestors, they made covenants with these snakes, these demons, right? And these demons, immediately when you are born, they claim you, right? So there's this ritual that normally in us as Africans, right, they do when you are young, right? So when you are young, they take you to a a not a witch doctor, right? And they kaswana bare robia puhwana, right? Robia puhwana, right? So you must heal here on top of the head, right? Something like that. So that is actually a ritual to allow these demons access into your body, right? So I remember when I wanted to tell my mother, because before I went public with this thing, right, I was worried about her more than anything, because everyone who knows my mother, she's a sweet soul, right? So I wanted to speak to her first, right, of everything that I'm going to do, right? Because I already decided that I'm going to do it, right? But I was kind of trying to shield her, or maybe let her know, right? And God had already told me that forget your mom, go tell the world, right? But because of I loved her, right? I respect her, and I love her. I wanted to, right? So I took the chance to go to her and tell her. And when I got there, I started talking and asking about her past and how she got married. And she saw that where I was going with this, right? And she started saying that, and I started telling her that, there's an altar at home, the one that they worship there, sort of, baby, it's a candelo. I think, I don't know how you get, but it's sort of an altar, and then you go there, worship your ancestors there, right? So I told her about it, like, why don't you destroy it? That is demonic, what, right? And she kind of fought me and right, not in a bad way, but we cannot, she, in an argument, right? She cannot refuse, right? And one thing that she said to me is that, Robele tlhogwana, like, we put you, like, Robele tlhogwana, there's no way you can go. Ha ono re o tla ya kae, Robele tlhogwana. Those words themselves, was I was done. Like, it was finished for me. I got every answer that I needed from her, right? That was conclusion for me. That when God said, forget your mom, go tell the world, he knew what he was saying, right? So my mother really threatened me that there's no way I'll have to serve these altars, these demons, because they what? Bampeile tlhogwana. So it's an access. They allow these demons to access your body, so they can put whatever they want to put in you whenever you are older, or whenever you maybe decide you don't want to do these things, right? And when you see, maybe as a child, is young, right? Because I remember at a young age, I was very sick, right? I was very sick. Apparently, I had a flu that didn't stop. Like, I was coughing all the time, right? So that was a way these demons was kind of threatening my life if they do not get access to me, right? So that's what they will do. They will threaten these demons, they will threaten the child's life, they will choke the child or do something to the child so that the parents can be scared and give access to them, right? So that's the one thing that we should be aware of. Guys, my battery went flat, my battery died, so I'm gonna continue and just share the rest of the series that I was just the story that I just did before my battery died, right? So I was talking about covenants, right? So these things are covenants that our ancestors did, right? Covenants that are in the bloodline, right? So this covenant, really, it is not easy to come out of, right? sometimes we think that you just need to accept Jesus Christ and then everything will be fine, right? It is like that, but there are more covenants that need to be broken. I was not even in, I remember I was not even, with my family, the rest of my life, where they were doing witchcraft every day. And God reminds me every time when they were doing the things of the night, I was not there, right? And He made even me understand that's why I was treated somehow the way that I was treated. Imagine every day people are going to work the things of the night, and you are sleeping there peacefully and you're doing nothing, right? And there's nothing they can do. You don't even know what is going on, right? So I understood why I was treated that way, why some of the things were happening, and I did not understand what was happening, right? So it is basically covenants, right? I've been struggling since I found out about this. I've been struggling to actually break the covenants, and it's not easy. But yet my will, I still have my will. Remember, some of my family members, their will is stripped off, or their will is stripped off, right? So I still have my will with me, right? But it is difficult to break some of these covenants. It's difficult to break some of these generational covenants, and I've broken some, and I see this demon each and every day try to make new covenants. Every night, it's almost like every day it's like this demon is trying to make new covenants with me, because covenants are broken. So I can see the progress that I am doing. I can see the progress that I'm doing in breaking these generational curses, but it is not easy. So I understand, to for you not to break such covenants, right? I'll give you an example of this, witchcraft covenants, right? So when you are in witchcraft, right, it's almost like you are married in community of property with a demon, right? You are married in community of property with a demon, and what happens is that they don't want to give you a divorce. Imagine you yourself, you are in a covenant or in a covenant relationship, right? Or a marriage right now with a physical person. It will take you, if you guys are married in community of property and you have kids, right? It will take you maybe over 5 years, even more, sometimes 10 years to finally get divorced, right? You must sell the property, you must sell things, and then share or whatever, and then be divorced, right? So it's a long process. So same is with this covenant, this a witchcraft covenant. It's not easy to break, to divorce the spirit spouses. It's not easy to break up with this generational curses, these altars, these demons that our ancestors made covenant with, right? And sometimes when you don't understand spiritual things, it's even further more difficult, because you do not understand. You basically, trying to figure out what to do, if you don't have the knowledge, right? If you are going through it blindly, hopefully God is directing you, but it is just miserable, because with me, I know that because I went to a demonic church, what they did to me frustrated me, that I did not even want to be near a man of God right now, right? So it is just chaotic, right? So the only person I trust is God, right? I trust him to actually get me out of this thing, right? So I wanna make you understand these spirits, right? So these spirits are attached to you, right? So they are attached to your soul, right? So when they are attached to your soul, right? So what it happens is when you sleep, right? When you sleep, automatically they take your spirit and take it wherever they want to take it. So even when God wants you to heal you, or when God wants you, like you are married to a spirit, right? So you are attached, it is attached to you. So immediately when you sleep, your body sleeps, your spirit is hijacked immediately. So you don't even have a chance to have encounters, heavenly encounters. You don't have. Hence you see a lot of people experiencing dreams that are very, you know, they are, you really cannot explain your dreams. Like, it's just chaotic, right? It is because of this spirits that are attached to you that you don't even know of, right? So I want to just make you understand I just want to make you understand this how you get attached, right? So there are some spirits that, there are some people, right, who know very well that they've got an evil spirit, they've got a demon, and they've made peace with it, right? So these people, they are in the occult or whatever, they are doing witchcraft, and they are basically not hurting anyone. What they're doing is using the spirits to get money, to manipulate people, and get money. They will not maybe kill you or do anything. They just manipulate them so that they can get finances, right, and have a comfortable life, right? So, and they those, right, and they are those who don't even know that they've got the spirits, right? And most of them are in the LGBT community, right? So the LGBT community, right, most of them, maybe all of them, right, are basically controlled by the spirit, because the spirits can manipulate your feelings, they can manipulate your heart's desires, they can manipulate your mind, your thoughts, they manipulate basically. It's almost like you are one with this thing, right? So their desires are they manifest whatever they want through you, right? So your will is stripped off, right? The reason you are unable to even read the word of God, even pray and spend time with God, right? It is because your will has been stripped off, right? So you are doing the will of this spirit, right? And others, they know, they are in the LGBT community. They know they've got spirits. They know about this and they understand, and they've accepted it and they are fine with it as long as they have a comfortable life, right? And others, like me, I did not know, right? I had the spirit, right? I had an evil spirit. I have this spirit that is my family was using this spirit for themselves to gain whatever they wanted to gain, right? And I did not know, right? So the same with the LGBT community. There are people that they think that, it is normal, and they don't actually know that there's an evil spirit that is controlling their desires, feelings, and all those type of things, right? So we need to be aware of such things, right? We need to be aware that you can even be normal, right? Be normal, married, with the children, with a wife, right? And the devil, one thing that I would say to someone who's married with a wife, right? So sometimes you find yourself married to a wife, you are married to a wife, right? And your wife, as your wife does not is a witch or is in the occult, right? He also has this evil spirit, right? What they'll do, they will not harm you in any type of way, right? They will not harm you. You will not even see that you are oppressed, right? What they are doing is just making sure that you do not serve your father, that you are in the world, right? And you never get to live a life that God has promised you to live, right? And what they do, they are just waiting for the day they want to unalive you. That's when your wife will unalive you herself, right? Or your husband will unalive you themselves, right? So I'll give you an example of this, right? So when my dad, right? So when my dad stood up for me, that's when they saw that it was necessary for my dad to be unalived, right? So they used my mom to actually unalive my dad, my mom and my sister to unalive my dad, and then so that they can have access to me, because he was a distraction, right? So when they wanted to create a pathway through my equipment, my fridge more specifically, right? So my dad saw them, right? My dad saw my sister and my mom doing witchcraft on my things in my room, right? And he told them to leave my things alone, right? And my dad, when I came, he told me that this had happened, right? They said they were cleaning your room, but I told them to leave your things alone, right? And that's when later on I realized that this whatever they were doing was creating a pathway for the evil spirit to get access to me through my fridge, right? At the time, right, I did not know, but later on, that's when I realized that was the plan. So when you are married to someone who is in the occult or who is a witch, right, they will not do anything. They will love you the rest of your life, right, until they want access to your kids and you are a hindrance. That's when they will remove you and then get to the kids very nicely, right? And get to the kids very easily. So that is the plan. So you, as a child of God, maybe you know that you are not in the occult, but you suspect, right? It is in your power. You need yourself to have a relationship with God. You need to make sure you have a relationship with God so that God can actually show these things to you, right? So that God can actually, open your eyes. One thing that I know is that my daddy knew, but he didn't not know really what to do with it. And because he was still in this world, in the world, right? So he was kind of far from hearing from God, right? But somehow I know that he knew, right? But he did not know what to do with. So I will advise you, right, if you know or even suspect that this might be happening in your family, right? And this is easy to see, right? Now that I am out, I can see from the outside. I see that these are things that I ignored, but they are true, right? From a person, if you have a family, in your family there's a person who is in the LGBT community, there's definitely that demon has access to you, right? So if in your family there's a sangoma, that sangoma spirit, it also somehow it gets to you, right? So don't think that my cousin from that side is far from me. These demons, they want everyone. They don't specifically choose. They want everyone, the whole entire bloodline, right? So don't think just because maybe your father and your mother, no one, or your father and your mother, your sister, in the immediate family are safe. There is no such thing. It's just that they're waiting for the right time. When the right time comes, everything will be exposed. So build that relationship with your father, with God, right? Have that relationship with God. If you're already married, don't divorce. Build that relationship with God so that God can actually save you, your family, even your wife from whatever that is going on from the enemy himself, right? So I think that is all that I wanted to say with regards to this. I'll do another video. I want to really go into what the spirits really do, right? I think we are very ignorant of that, and I think that will help maybe someone someone's path be clear, right? So okay, sharp guys, I'll talk to you soon.